Hey folks, welcome to Solarcabin channel. I just got delivered my Mataku electric bike. This is a Cybertrack 100 electric bike. I've been looking forward to getting this, and we're going to start putting it together. First I got to unbox it. So I've got my trusty razor knife and some tin snips just in case I need them. And so we're just going to go ahead and unbox this. And what I really want to do is get the battery out first, because this is an electric vehicle, it has a battery, and get that charging up. And this has a very short charge time, about 3 hours. I don't think it'll take me that long to put the bike together, but if I get the charger on, usually they don't come completely charged, and so I can charge it up fully, which is recommended on these products. And that way, by the time I get done putting the bike together, the battery should be charged up and we'll be ready to roll. So we're just going to open this up here, and hopefully it won't be too difficult to get this opened. They were making sure it was well packaged. So, get things out here at the top. And that is obviously the seat. So set that down there and see what else we're going to need to get out of here. There's the bike, and what else we got in here? There's the battery, and here's the extra equipment. So now I can take this trash, that in the bike, in the box. That's just styrofoam. Get that stuff out of the way, and then we're going to set this bike, use it. I'm going to use the box here to just kind of prop that up for now. Alright, I'm going to use the box to hold that up, and what I'm going to do is just take this battery out, and I'm going to go put it on my charger, which is now I live off-grid, so I'm going to be charging this battery up using my off-grid system. And I'm going to see if it will charge off the 300 watt inverter. If not, I've got a 500 watt inverter that I can also plug it into. So set this stuff in the box. Take the battery out. And it's got 2 keys that come with it in the package with the battery. Make sure you don't lose those when you're getting your package out. They're in the same package with the battery. And then I'll stick them in my pocket. And I need the charger, which is going to be in here. I'll leave everything else in that box for now. Pretty sure that that's the charger there. Yep. It has the instructions for the charger. Make sure you read them. I will. And there's the plugs. There's the plug that goes to the battery. And here's the plug that goes into the controller. There's the controller to go to the battery. So now I'm going to take this inside and get it charging up. Then I'll come back out here and start putting the bike together. Okay, so now I've got the battery in my cabin charging off my off-grid system. Plugged right in, came right on. It actually shows that it's almost full. It's got 3 green lights, but I'm just topping it up. So while I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and put the bike together now. Hopefully it won't take too long. So what I've got here, take off a few things. Put that on. Now, one of the first things that I noticed is, and I watched some other videos of people putting this together so I wouldn't make any mistakes. This extender here, the handlebar extender, is the wrong direction. Okay, here's my forks, as you can see. there's the forks, and you can see that the forks are facing the right direction, but that extender is facing the wrong direction, and it's also twisted. So I'm sure in the instructions it tells you to turn this around. So I'm going to look at the instructions, just make sure we do it the right way. And I'm going to turn this extender around before I put the handlebars on it. Okay, so inside your the small box that comes with it is your instruction manual. Make sure you get that out, look through it, and the first step, as I thought, would be to turn this stem, the handlebar stem, around the right direction. They do include the tools that you need to put the bike together. It's got a small screwdriver, it's got 3 hex wrenches, and you use the middle-sized hex wrench. Just turn that around and then tighten up those 2 hex wrench bolts to tighten your stem down. And a good way to make sure that you're nice and level and straight is to turn the handlebars straight, and then look straight down your stem so that it is facing the exact same direction as your front forks, and then tighten those 2 bolts down. You should be good to go. Now you're ready to put your handlebars on, so that's the next step. Okay, so here I've got the handlebars installed, and the only suggestion I would tell you when you're doing your handlebars is after the 4 bolts are already connected to the holding piece that goes across the handlebars. When you take this off, center your handlebars in, and then put this back on and start screwing in these bolts. The only thing I want to tell you is to make sure that you do a cross pattern when you're tightening these up. So you're going to do the top left and the bottom right, and then the top right and the bottom left when you tighten them back up. That way you get a nice cinch strong tight connection on your handlebars. So there's the handlebars, and what I've got to put on next is the front wheel, and then I can flip this over and put the pedals on, and that's pretty much all there is. A brake caliper, I've got to put the brake caliper on the front wheel, and I'll do that first before I put it in the bike, and then flip it over and put the pedals on. So here we go. Okay, so here I've got the front tire disc brake, and I said caliper in the other segment. This is a disc brake, and it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to some of this, because I've never owned a bike that has a disc brake, let alone an e-bike. So this has disc brake front and rear, so you're aware. And just like disc brakes work better generally on vehicles, on cars, they probably work a lot better on bikes too. So this is an upgrade, a step up for me. When you're putting this on, the disc caliper comes separately. I keep saying caliper. The disc comes separately in the little box, and it has 6 little screws that are in a plastic bag that's also in the little box, and you just need your small hex head wrench to tighten those up, tighten them up good, okay? And then we're ready to put this on the bike. Okay, so it's a lot easier to put the front wheel on the bike if you just tip it up on its handlebars and let the handlebars act as a support for it, and then you can put the wheel on. And the only thing I'd tell you on this, the disc brake goes on the same side as the component that shuts up, that turns the brake with your hand. This is your Shimano brake here, and it is designed so that it has a spring that goes through. It's got a rod and a spring that comes in a little box. You have to undo it when you do it. Be careful that you don't lose the springs. You got 2 springs. You're going to put 1 spring on the far side, 1 spring on this side, and then you're going to just put that nut on tight enough that you can get this cranked down. This is an easy release, so that you can take your tire off if you need to, and you just turn it until you can get a good grip on it, and then you just crank that down so that it locks your front wheel in place, okay? And I can see that I may need to adjust my brakes a little bit on this one. I may need to adjust my brakes a little bit in order to get I'm still going to call it a caliper because I think it's a caliper, against this disc. I'm going to have to loosen that up a bit so it's not quite so tight. So now I'm ready to put on the pedals. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to install on your bike is your derailleur guard. That's this little unit here. Again, it's in the small box, and it just has 2 bolts that goes through here and then connect with your hex head wrench. This is to protect your rear derailleur, so that if you're parking like in a bike stall or something like that, and somebody parks right next to you and hits your bike, you know how they get, or if you happen to hit up against a rock or something like that, you won't damage that expensive derailleur quite as easily if you got that guard on there. So that's why that's there. Now on the pedals, of course you have a left and a right pedal. You want to make sure that you put them on the right side when you put them on, and they are marked left and right. This comes with good metal pedals. They're not plastic pedals, and the reason you want to put your left on your left side and your right side is because the left side bolt is a reverse thread nut. If you try and put it on like you would a normal, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, you're going to be really frustrated because this pedal won't go on that way. It's a reverse thread nut, and the reason for that is when you're pedaling your bike, if you didn't have a reverse thread nut on this side, you'd have a real tendency to unscrew the pedal. So it has a reverse thread on the left side, and it has a normal thread on the right side, just so you know. And then it comes with the open face wrench, or if you're in England, they call this a spanner. So you use this to tighten up your pedals. All right, that's pretty much the entire bike except for the seat. We're gonna put the seat on now, so I'm gonna flip it up the other direction. Okay, so now I've got the bike pretty much put together. Nothing left in the box except for the flashers. Now the seat just slides in. It's got one of these really nifty little automatic openers. You just open it up and you can adjust your seat however high or low you want it. Now, some advice on doing your seat, which you might not know about, is stand on your bike with your foot at the ball of the foot and then adjust the seat down so that it is right where you want to be sitting and tighten it down. Then when you pedal, you're going to be more up on your toes, and so you will have just a little bit of a lift when you're pedaling. That will give you more of a rise and more power in order to pedal your bike. So that's just something I learned doing mountain bikes many years ago. Now, the flashers, it comes with these, and these are fine for to get you going while you're first riding. You put the red one on the rear, you put the clear one on the front, and you can hook those to your bike, and it comes with the screws and it comes with the flashers. However, I'm not going to put these on mine because I've got a really nice LED battery operated flashing headlight and a rear brake light coming for this bike in the next couple of days, so I'm not going to bother putting these on. But you should put these on if you're going to be riding right away on your bike and you don't have better lights. But you can go to Amazon and you can get better lights if you want for your bike, and you can trick it out with all kinds of other things. And that's what I'm going to show you in another video, is how I trick out this bike. All right, I'm going to go check and see if that battery is charged up, and we'll take this out for a test spin. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got some information out of it that'll help you put your own Mataku Cybertrack 100 electric bike put together. Have a great day, folks.